Well, good morning, folks, and welcome to the Pine Creek Locomotive Works. Let me start out by saying that it is a hot one this morning here in western Pennsylvania. Hot and muggy. Rather unpleasant. Anyway, focus of today's video is this thing that I've built. It is a Lego 440, inspired by a British design. Specifically, it's loosely inspired by the Midland Railway Class 3. Now, I will start out by saying that the tender is technically not finished yet. It has a lot of work to be done yet. But the engine is finished, so I'll give you a quick overview of that. It's rather simple. It's not too detailed, but I tried to get enough detail in it. It's got the classic red buffer beams. I've got a vacuum hose there. The front headlamp, which does actually work, by the way. I have not yet put a dart on the smoke box door, but I will get to that. Got a lamp iron above the smoke box door. The funnel, which is a completely copied design from the most recent official Lego Harry Potter Hogwarts Express set. And just some various greebling along the side. As you can see, it is an inside cylinder 440. It is not an exterior cylinder because, well, that was just too difficult to do with the pieces I had available at the time. If I spin the locomotive around, I'll show you the other side. Now, this would be the fireman's side in England, but the driver's side here in America. As you can see, there's the fireman there. He's got his shovel. His name is Wallace. We'll get to him later. I have a little bit more detail on this side, including what I consider to be the reverser rod, which I don't know if that's correct for a British locomotive or not, but that's what I'm calling it. As for the tender, there's not enough detail. That's the biggest issue. There's a lamp iron and a ladder on the back, number plates. I got these chains hanging off of it, which is more of an American thing. But ultimately, it's just not finished yet. There's no coal in it, and there's no battery box in it. And you can see there is a wire there that would attach to a battery box. So that is a slight problem. Now, let me detach the tender and give you a look inside the cab. Alright, I did promise that I would return to the crew, and so here we are. This is engine driver Paul and fireman Wallace. No, I do not have a particular reason for naming either of them that. They just seem like they fit. The engineer, Paul, his torso is a rather old piece. I don't know exactly when it's from, but it's certainly not from the modern Lego era. The fireman, on the other hand, his entire outfit comes from the recent 10277 Swiss Crocodile locomotive set. His entire body comes from that set. Now, his head and hair don't, and neither do his shovel. It does, his shovel. English is a difficult language. Anyway, yes, his body came from that set, whereas the engineer, his torso is just old. I'm not sure where it came from. That's really about all I have. So I know I said the video was over, but I've had to come back due to the fact that I tried to film one portion of the video and it did not work too well. You could not hear or see what I was referring to. So here's just a quick overview of the inside of the locomotive, the cab controls. On the left-hand side, there's numerous controls for the engineer, and this gray piece right in the middle of the screen here, there's a small, round, clear piece above it, which represents, I'm not sure what it's called, but there's an in-cab signaling system over in England. It kind of looks like a sunflower. Look it up, I'm sure you'll find it. But over on the left, we've got the gold bar here that represents the regulator or the throttle. Right beside it is that wheel, which to me indicates the reverser, because that's where the reversers are in England, is right there. Or they're not, that's not where they are, but that's what they are. They spin. I'm sorry, it's very hot and it makes it difficult to speak. Anyway, but yeah, just various other details. One of the details is actually a revolver. I have no idea what it's meant to represent, but it's there. And let me see if I can make this bit clear. So it is not easy to see, but the firebox is in fact illuminated, and it looks much better in the dark. than it does in the daylight. But I just wanted to show off that fact as well. Now the headlight works as well, but that'd be even more difficult to see in the daylight, so I won't bother with that. Okay, folks, well that's all I really wanted to say about this locomotive. It's certainly not to the same caliber of a build as Glenn Holland or Cale Leiphart or any of those other very talented LEGO modelers out there. You guys built some insanely impressive stuff, and I'm nowhere near to that level yet. Maybe someday I will be, but not yet. So I just wanted to share this creation that I've built. And, yeah. That's all I really have to say about it. So, as always, everyone have a wonderful day, and I will catch you next time.